In this video, I want to share how you can self-publish your very own children's picture book without hiring an expensive illustrator, and I want to show you a children's picture book brand that is self-published and makes nearly $7,000 per month from just one of their books that has the most simple images ever. Hi, I'm Caroline and welcome to my channel. Every single week I share videos all about self-publishing books so that you can build your own self-publishing business selling low and medium content books on Amazon. But in this video, we're going to be talking about children's picture books, which is another type of book that I love creating. I think everyone, or at least a lot of people out there, would love to write and self-publish their own children's picture book, but have no idea where to start, especially when it comes to illustrating it. For most people, they can either write or they can illustrate, and it's not often that they can do both. And for those of us who can't illustrate, like an artist or a professional illustrator, or at least think that we can't, this is where we get stuck in the thinking that the only option is to hire an illustrator. Illustrators can create some of the most beautiful children's book illustrations. These books, for example, some are self-published, a couple more that we're going to look at are not self-published, but let's just have a look at how beautiful these pictures are. These are clearly created by a professional or by an artist. They're so detailed, they're so beautiful, they're so intricate. This is another one. The How to Catch Us series has some really beautiful illustrations in it as well. Another book here, This I Know, has just some really beautiful, actually very similar to When the Sky Roars images, just really, really lovely. And when we think of a children's picture book, these are sort of what we think we have to create in our own books. The fact is that as much as it would be lovely to be able to hire an illustrator for every children's book we create, the reality is that it is very expensive, and it's also a very time-consuming process, which is probably why it is so expensive to hire an illustrator, because the amount of time that they spend on the book. You're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars for somebody to create images for a 30 to 40 page book. And this is something most of us just do not have the budget for, especially at the beginning when we're in the very early stages of publishing children's picture books. But there are other options out there. I self-published my own children's picture book a couple of years ago. I have quite a few videos on my channel in the past all about the process of me doing this. I didn't hire an illustrator. I actually purchased pre-made illustrations from an illustrator and then sort of pieced them all together to create the images and the pages in my book. That is one option for you, but this is not the method that I'm going to be talking about in this video. There is another third option for you. First of all, though, I do want to share a self-publisher with you who has a fantastic children's picture book brand that I hope is going to be some inspiration for you. Humor Heals Us is the brand, the self-publisher. They currently have 44 paperback children's picture books published, and they all revolve around the topic of farting. Who would have thought you could come up with 44 different fart books? Not for me, that's for sure, but these are the types of books that are based around humor and being very funny and entertaining, and those kinds of books are very popular with parents and kids. Let's have a look at a couple. We have Frank, the Farting Flamingo, published a few years ago, back in 2020. So these books are aimed at 3 years plus. I would sort of say maybe 3 or 4 to the age of maybe 8. They have 33 pages in them, and we have some really nice A+ content here just explaining what the book's about. So funny book to make the whole family laugh with funny illustrations, and they do have other products and other books. They do these box sets, which they also sell through their own website, but they also have links to some of their other books that are all about farting. This one specifically currently has a bestseller rank of 1,385. The next book we've got coming up here is Liam the Leprechaun Loves to Fart. This one's currently trending because of St. Patrick's Day, which was yesterday. As always, it is great to target these trends and holidays and seasons that happen throughout the year. And all these books are basically the same format, around 33 pages for the same age of child. This one's currently got a bestseller rank of 6,038. The next book we've got is Lucky the Farting Leprechaun, so really targeting St. Patrick's Day. There's the book of Bunny Farts, which is going to be getting popular because we've got Easter coming up. We've got another bunny one getting popular because of Easter. And then we've got Fairy the Farting Unicorn, and so on and so on. I'm not going to go through every single book. They are all the same style of images, the same kind of fonts are being used on the cover. So when you are creating a series or a brand, it's a really good way to create brand recognition by using the same or very similar designs, similar fonts, similar types of images, illustrations on the cover of your book and within your book, so that customers can feel a sense of familiarity. When they've seen one of your books, they will hopefully recognize the rest of your books. So although they do have 44 paperback books published, this one here, Frank the Farting Flamingo, is definitely their most popular. Let's take a look at it. We'll have a look inside the book. We might be able to see a few pages. So it's just really nice, bright colors, and just sort of take notice of the images, the illustrations within the book. We're using very, very plain fonts. You find with children's picture books, people do try to use really creative, fun fonts, but this book just seems to have a really basic font, and we can't see too many pages of the inside of the book, but it does give us an idea of the type of illustrations that are within it. So as I just mentioned, we've got 33 pages in here, published in 2020, towards the end of 2020, and this book currently has a bestseller rank of 1,385. And this bestseller rank basically determines the book's popularity in the Amazon store. So the lower that number, the better. And a BSR of 1,385 is amazing. I'm just going to pop over to the Kindlepreneur book sales calculator. And if I put in the book's information, so we pop in the bestseller rank, that it's got 33 pages. It is in premium color because it's a children's picture book and selling for $12.99. It is now going to calculate for us how many books are estimated to be selling based on that BSR, that bestseller rank, and how much royalties they are making. I always like to look at royalties because this is what the self-publisher gets after all the fees of publishing on Amazon are taken out. So that's what goes into your bank account at the end of the month. So with that BSR, this book is selling approximately 1,650 books each month, which then equals to just over $6,800 per month. And that is from just one of their 44 paperback books. And if you are curious about whether it has always sold well, or if I have just happened to have a look at it on a good day, I can have a look at the history of the bestseller rank and the sales. And I just click on all time. It's going to show me the sales based on the bestseller rank since the book was published. So back in 2020, the sales took off right away. The bestseller rank dropped right away. And it has sold consistently ever since. So if we look at this history graph, it has a great amount of sales throughout the year. Then every year around Christmas, sales get even better because it is great as a gift. And these types of books can get really popular over Christmas, people buying them to give as a gift. So selling really well all throughout the year, then getting a boost of income at Christmas. And then it's just doing particularly well at the moment. Even at the beginning of March, look at how low the bestseller rank is there, right down to one of the best-selling books on Amazon at around 100. So at the beginning of this month, this brand would have been making a huge amount of royalties with that bestseller rank. So what a really great series of books this self-publisher has created. But there is something specifically about these books that I wanted to show you and that I would like you to look at. And this is going to be the other method, the third method, for you to be able to get your own children's picture book actually illustrated so you can start selling it. So number one is hiring an illustrator. Number two is purchasing pre-made illustrations from an illustrator. Number three, let's just go back to Frank the Farting Flamingo, and we're going to go back inside of the book. So earlier in this video, we looked at a few books that had absolutely amazing illustrations. They were beautiful. And if we compare those illustrations to this book's illustrations, they are quite a bit different, aren't they? Very simple, cartoonish, almost messy kind of drawings. They are even kind of dated looking. sort of the kind of pictures anyone could draw, really. Can you see where I'm going with this yet? It's interesting that there are books that people have clearly spent a ton of money on, a ton of time on to have illustrated, and they are beautiful pictures, but we are now looking at one of the best-selling children's picture books on Amazon with these messy, simple illustrations. It just proves that your illustrations do not have to be these elaborate, artistic, super polished images. Kids like fun and colorful, and that's all they really need to enjoy a story. So the third option for illustrating your children's picture book is do it yourself. You don't have to be an amazing world-class drawer or artist. You might have to have a few goes at it or just practice a little, but these kinds of images aren't really anything complicated or special. And this book isn't the only one who has these really simple illustrations in them. I do have a few that I want to show you just to sort of prove to you that you don't need these perfect illustrations, but I would actually like to take just a minute to talk about something pretty important. Life is so busy for everyone these days, and personally, between school pickup and drop off, working on my business and my never-ending to-do list, it feels almost impossible to fit in something like exercising. Being a business owner, it is really easy to get caught up in working 24/7, and it can be really demanding. Not only is it hard to fit a workout in, it is hard to actually want to fit it in. This is the Yeesol GM1 Plus exercise bike, and it has been a lifesaver because I can so easily fit in a quick 20 to 30 minute session in the comfort of my own home, and it fits perfectly into my schedule. No gym memberships, no gym equipment, no driving and spending hours at the gym. It has this massive 21.5-inch HD screen that rotates 360 degrees that lets me stream while I'm riding, and that is totally free. There is no subscription required. I just connect my phone and screencast directly to the screen, so I can stream my favorite shows or podcasts or listen to music while riding. And then on days when I'm feeling like I do need some motivation, I can just connect to the Yeesol app and join a guided instructor-led session or ride through a scenic virtual route. And the great thing about the app is that it offers other workouts like strength training and yoga, so I can just turn the screen and follow a workout off the bike too. Fitting in a workout has become fun and easy and something I actually look forward to. It's not about looking good, it's about feeling strong and energized, reducing my stress, boosting my mood, sleeping better, and feeling sharp so that I can juggle it all. If you're interested in getting your own Yeesol GM1 Plus bike, I do have a coupon down in the description box below that will get you $100 off. Okay, let's get back into the video, and I want to show you these very popular best-selling books, traditionally published books with these super simple illustrations. These pigeon books are so popular. They're super popular. But the illustrations in them are so simple and very minimalistic. They are literally just line drawings, very limited color, and very limited in the detail. Here's another one from this same author. A lot of the time as well, when the illustrations are this simple, the author and the illustrator are the same person. Because the images are so simple and majority of people can draw something like this, there is no need to be hiring illustrators if this is the kind of images that you are going to have in your book. Another one are these crayon books. These crayon books are so popular. My daughter is always bringing these books home from her school library. These books have drawings and even writing in them, the text in them, that were either done by kids or were made to look like they were done by kids. Now, you can't really use the excuse that you can't draw when you see these kinds of illustrations. And you know what? If you've got kids, maybe get them to draw the illustrations for you. You don't even have to do it. And then there is, of course, this book, a very popular children's book, which has no pictures at all. Just a plain black and white book with very plain writing on every page called The Book with No Pictures. And this is one of the most popular children's picture books, even though it has no pictures. So I think if you are stuck thinking you do need to hire an illustrator, then maybe just shift your mindset around how exactly your book should look. As nice as it would be to have a book with these perfect, beautiful artist-drawn images, you can still make a visually appealing book as well as a book that is popular and sells by creating the illustrations yourself. And the most important thing is that you actually get your book done and published, because if you're waiting around until you can afford an illustrator or hoping that some other option will come along that will allow you to have an illustrator create the images for your book, then you are probably never going to get your book published. If drawing the illustrations yourself or getting your kids to do it or whatever is going to be the only way for you to get your book actually published, then that is the path you should try to take. It's about getting it done, not it being perfect. And just remember, kids don't care whether the images are perfect or not. If it evokes an emotion in them, if they can connect with the story or with the characters in the story, if it makes them laugh, then that is all that matters, and that is what makes a great children's book. I hope that this video has helped to inspire and motivate you to give illustrating your own children's picture book a try. If the fact that you think your only option is that you have to hire an illustrator before you can self-publish your book is what is holding you back, then hopefully this has shown you that there are other ways to do it and that there are lots of different styles of images used in kids' books, and they can all be very popular with Amazon's customers. If you did enjoy this video, YouTube thinks that you might like these ones too, so please go check them out to learn more about self-publishing your own low and medium content books on Amazon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.